Sir, we can commence the session. I think most of the students have joined the session.
Okay, so but anyway, this is same as any of my other classes, right? Let's just wait for 2 more minutes, give people time because I'm aware how students are, right? They'll just keep on coming in, so I want to give them more, like 5 minutes more.
Yes. Okay, sir.
So I think we can start now. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I hope you guys are able to hear me properly. And whenever you're not able to hear me, just drop a text in the chat box, or you can use your mic, use your videos, and just stop me and ask me a question. Or you can ask that you're not able to hear me, so I'll change it properly. Okay. So let me just quickly firstly introduce myself. My name is Nishant Shokand. I am an assistant dean and associate professor at Vinayaka Mission Law School, the law school to which soon you're going to be our students and start studying here, right? And also, if you can see the screen, right, there are few logos on the screen where we can see VMLS, we can see OP General Global University. So again, I am one of those faculty members here who represent both the organizations. So Vinayaka Missions is where I'm working as a faculty member, and General Global Law School is my alma mater. Alma mater meaning that I'm an alumni of OP General Global University. And we both organizations are partners and trying to come up with and have come up with a particular course which is going to be futuristic and going to help students like you today. Okay. If I talk about my background, I'm a sports lawyer by profession, sports and gaming lawyer by profession. What do we mean by sports and gaming lawyer? For example, if there is any issue with your Indian Premier League, right? For example, we are in Tamil Nadu. So in Tamil Nadu, if CSK, our Chennai Super Kings faces any issue, so I'm the one they call. So currently, I'm also working with some of our IPL teams, right? For example, Rajasthan Royals, for example, CSK, I have represented in the past, right? Or it could be related to online gaming when you end up playing online games like FIFA, you end up playing online games like Dota, Counter Strike. So if there are any issues in that particular area of law, that is also the kind of issues I deal with. Okay. And don't worry, you as a person who is going to get into the field can also get into sports law. That is where we as a law school step in and help you to, let's say, sort of create a pathway for you as a student to achieve and reach the goals you have and you are going to set for yourself, right? Having said that, welcome to all of you. I can see a lot of you are there in the chat box as well. So welcome to all of you. I think I see Dharini, Karthikeyan, Ramesh, Ravi Kumar, Satish. So like I can't take all the names in one go, but welcome to all of you guys. So it's great to see a good strength of students joining today's class. I wouldn't call it a class, but because you know all of you are going to be my students in future, so let's just treat it as a class, right? You're free to use your mics, you're free to not use your cameras, like it is up to you, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, so for now we'll keep it like this, but not in my class. In my class you have to show up in person, and that's where, you know, we'll try to have our fun conversations and classes. It is never going to be where only I'm speaking and you are just sitting or snoozing or sleeping in my class and just going through your degree. So that is not how we do things at VMLS. We try to make everything interesting so that it is a two-way conversation between a faculty and a student and never a one-sided monotonous conversation. Okay, so now let me come to today's topic, which is, you know, what is the right thing to do? Today's topic is very close to my heart because this is something I have been teaching all my students for quite a long time. And this is also something, you know, which relates to our day-to-day life, because this is what we try to do, right? Even if, let's say, for example, we talk about our families. In our family also, our parents are always teaching us what is the right thing to do in life. If we come to college, that is also where we are studying what is the right thing to do in life, right? But these decisions are never that clear cut. These decisions are never straightforward, and we have to analyze a lot of things from different perspectives, and then only we are able to tell whether what we are doing is the right thing to do or not. And also, being a lawyer, right, and being in law or the officers of law, we also have to see whether the right thing leads to justice or not, right? So today I'll show you a video where it is a scenario, a professor from Harvard Law, like Harvard Law School USA, right, which is considered as one of the top law schools in the world, not just in USA, not just in America, but in the world, right? And that is what, let's say, us as students also strive to do. We try to reach the top, or we try to, you know, become better in our own fields. So I thought it would be great experience if I'm showing you all this particular video. So how it will happen is, we'll talk about this video, we'll see this video, and then I'll stop the video and I'll invite your, let's say, suggestions, your answers based on the video. Okay, so that is what you have to do. Please listen to what is going on in the video, and then we'll try to have a conversation between me and you guys, right? What you think about the scenario they are talking about. So what happens is, the name of the professor is Michael Sandel. He is one of the most famous professors for legal theory. He has written a lot of books on what is the right thing to do, what is justice. So this is his first class he takes in Harvard Law, where he introduces one hypothetical question and invites answers from the students. So based on the hypothetical question, let's see what you think would be the right answer in that particular situation. Okay, so having said that and giving you that particular background, I'll now quickly get on to the video, and let me know if you're not able to see the screen. So now I have shared my screen. Please let me know if you're not able to see it. Are you guys able to see my screen where there is a video? I have not played it yet, but there is a video. Just keep replying in the chat box so that I know whether you're able to see the screen or not. Okay, so now I'm going to play it. It is where he'll start with a hypothetical situation, and then I'll pause the video and then we'll continue our conversation.
This is a course about justice, and we begin with a story. Suppose you're the driver of a trolley car, and your trolley car is hurtling down the track at 60 miles an hour. And at the end of the track, you notice 5 workers working on the track. You try to stop, but you can't. Your brakes don't work. You feel desperate because you know that if you crash into these 5 workers, they will all die. Let's assume you know that for sure. And so you feel helpless until you notice that there is, off to the right, a side track. And at the end of that track, there's one worker working on the track. Your steering wheel works, so you can turn the trolley car, if you want to, onto the side track, killing the one, but sparing the 5. Here's our first question. What's the right thing to do? What would you do? Let's take a poll. How many would turn the trolley car onto the side track? Raise your hands. How many wouldn't? How many would go straight ahead? Keep your hands up, those of you who would go straight ahead.
So for people who could not follow what he was talking about, and just to quickly summarize the situation, right? He's talking about, suppose, imagine you're standing at the top of a hill, right? And you are in a trolley car. You're sitting in the trolley car and your trolley car starts going down the hill. And obviously because of the gravity, it is not going to stop unless you put brakes on it, right? Now, when you are coming down the hill in the trolley, what you see is on the track in front of you, there are 5 workers who are working on the track, and they have no idea that you are coming in a trolley, right? And obviously brakes are not there, right? There's no brake in the trolley, so you can't stop it. Now, when you're coming down the hill, you saw 5 workers. Then you also see that on the left side of a track, like usually how it happens in trains, right? You can turn it as well if there is a different track which is coming up, right? So he sees that there is one more track on the left side where on that track only 1 worker is working. So now that particular person has to make a decision that should he go straight, not do anything, because he's just sitting in the trolley. He's not driving the trolley. Who's driving the trolley? The gravity is driving the trolley, right? So it's not his fault that the trolley is going down the hill. So he can just sit in the trolley, not do anything, or he can make a choice and make a left turn, right? How you drive your cars, and go towards one person who is working on the left side of the track and end up killing that person, or end up killing 5 person when they go straight, right? So that is what the situation is. The hypothetical situation Michael Sandel is talking about in the scenario. Now, again, the same question he has posed to the students. My similar question is to you guys. How many of you can take a minute, how many of you would go straight and will not turn, right? Because just remember, it is also about what is the right thing to do, what is justice in any particular situation, right? So in this specific scenario, think whether you will go straight or you will take a left turn and you will kill 1 person, or would you kill 5 persons, right? By the clock, I'll give you 30-40 seconds to think about. Then I'll take a poll from you, like how many are in favor of killing 5, how many are in favor of killing 1. You can post your answers in the chat box. It's good to see we already have answers pouring in the chat box. That's good. Good. Come on, guys. Everyone, think and start answering. Thank you, Satish. Thank you, Ravi. Thank you, Suresh. Ramesh, the situation is where you can't stop. Either you have to go straight or you have to go left. Like basically there is no class, there is no break, there's nothing which can stop it. You can either go straight or you can go left.
Sir, shall I speak?
Yeah, you can go ahead and speak.
Okay, sir. If the brake is failure means we can stop the vehicle by using the clutch and gear down the vehicle, sir. By downing the gear, the vehicle may stop, right?
Yeah, that I understand, but it is a trolley which is not like a car. It just has
Okay.
no engine, nothing. It is just free flowing trolley which has brakes, but in this situation brakes are broken. Like basically that's it.
Okay, done.
So I see a lot of people have replied in the chat box, right? So quickly, if I were to, go ahead and count, right? Let's see how many people are going straight, not steer, straight line. I think 5 are going straight, and 1, 2, 3, 4 are steering towards the left, right? Where at the end it becomes a choice about 1 versus 5, right? Whether you are willing to let the 5 people die or you're willing to let 1 person die. That is the only 2 choices which are there, right? And in the class as well, like it is in a way 5 people choosing to go straight and 4 people choosing to go left. So keep your choices in mind. I'm not getting to the answer as of now that what is the right thing to do, right? Now, as of now, it may look like that, okay, saving 5 lives is better than saving 1 life. Or it may also look like, okay, if I turn left, that means I'm actively choosing to turn left, which is that you are taking the trolley towards 1 person. But when you go straight, you are not doing anything. It is not your fault. It is the gravity which is doing the deed, right? So that is not your fault. The death of 5 people are not on you. Now let's hear the video and see what are their arguments and what these people are talking about.
A handful of people would. The vast majority would turn. Let's hear first. Now we need to begin to investigate the reasons why you think it's the right thing to do. Let's begin with those in the majority who would turn. to go onto the side track.
So now he's taking answers from the first people who are going to turn, right? People who are turning and going towards the person who is one on the track. And Syed, I'll come to you. Like that is also one of those arguments, but brilliant arguments. So I'll definitely come back to you about it. Like, but later on in the session.
Why would you do it? What would be your reason? Who's willing to volunteer a reason? Go ahead, stand up.
Because it can't be right to kill 5 people when you can only kill 1 person instead.
It wouldn't be right to kill 5 if you could kill 1 person instead. That's a good reason. That's a good reason. Who else? Does everybody agree with that reason? Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking it's the same reason on 9/11. We regard the people who flew the plane into the Pennsylvania field as heroes because they chose to kill the people in the plane and not kill more people in big buildings.
So the principle there was the same on 9/11. It's a tragic circumstance, but better to kill 1 and so that 5 can live. Is that the reason most of you had, those of you who would turn? Yes? Let's hear now from those in the minority, those who wouldn't turn. Yes.
Well, I think that's the same type of mentality that justifies genocide and totalitarianism. In order to save one type of race, you wipe out the other.
So what would you do in this case? You would, to avoid the horrors of genocide, you would crash into the 5 and kill them?
Presumably, yes. Yeah.
Okay, who else? That's a brave answer. Thank you. Let's consider another trolley car case.
So did you guys try to analyze these answers and also the class as a whole, right? At the same time, when we are talking about this situation, I would also want to sort of put forward my philosophical point from this particular video, is that this particular class of Michael Sandel teaching so many students, right? This is a class which is an elective. And what do you mean by an elective? Where you yourself as a student are choosing to take up that particular subject. And you're showing up to the class and discussing it. Just see the hall. Like it is filled with students who are not just lawyers, who are coming from all over the university just to attend this particular class, right? There is no attendance mandatory. There is no marks mandatory for you to attend the class. But still people are showing up out of their own zeal and out of their own volition, right? So that is also, I think, one takeaway from this particular video, where you can see that, okay, if you are interested in the law, that is how you have to study the law. It is not going to be where us faculty members are going to force it upon you, right? No one can do that till the time you are also interested in that. So now coming back to the video and the situation, right? You saw people who are in favor of turning, their idea is that. And then he took up the idea from a particular person who is opposite to turning, which is like, let the trolley go straight forward. Otherwise, you are giving similar reasons as if anyone else would do to justify their wrongs. For example, to save my race, I'm going to kill someone else, right? Or for example, what is happening in Haryana right now, if you are watching the news, where there are riots happening in one of the cities in Haryana. So why I know is I am from Haryana. Basically, right now I am taking this session also from Haryana. I'm a professor who has now moved to Chennai, who is going to teach you, right? So the idea is, what is happening in Haryana, it's basically the communal rights. It's basically where Hindus and Muslims are going again after each other because of certain incitement which happened from one particular group in the society. Right? Then are they justified when they are trying to protect themselves and trying to kill the other particular person from a different community? Right? It goes to that particular deeper level as well, but I don't want to take it that deep as of now. Let's move forward with the video and see how this particular situation also will evolve. Now, what has been the answers? That okay, we can save 5 lives and kill one. Now see how the arguments will also develop with the problem developing or different situations being introduced into the same problem.
And see whether those of you in the majority want to adhere to the principle, better that one should die so that 5 should live. This time you're not the driver of the trolley car, you're an onlooker. You're standing on a bridge overlooking a trolley car track. And down the track comes a trolley car. At the end of the track are 5 workers. The brakes don't work. The trolley car is about to careen into the 5 and kill them. And now, you're not the driver. You really feel helpless until you notice, standing next to you, leaning over the bridge, is a very fat man. And you could give him a shove. He would fall over the bridge, onto the track, right in the way of the trolley car. He would die, but he would spare the 5. Now, how many would push the fat man over the bridge? Raise your hand.
So let me just now again quickly explain how the problem has evolved, right? Earlier, what was happening, you as a person were sitting in the trolley, right? Now the situation is where you are not in the trolley. Suppose trolley is going down the hill and there is one more bridge, overhead bridge, right? Like under the roads and over the bridge. You are standing on that particular bridge and you are seeing the similar situation where the trolley is going to go and hit those 5 people. 5 people. There is no, let's say, left. There is one track where people are, there's one person working. There's no track, right? Now, you see that, okay, the trolley is going to hit 5 people. Then, like he said, Michael Sandel, that you notice that there is one very big man, a very fat man standing next to you. So, pardon me for saying fat man or a big man. That is not my intention to body shame or anything. It is just how the situation is evolving, right? No, let's say, offense to anyone. So you look at that particular fat man and then you come up with an idea. Okay, if I can throw or I can push this particular person onto the track, he may, because he is huge, he may stop the trolley. The trolley will hit him and the trolley will stop and I'll be able to save 5 people. But you end up killing one person in the situation, right? Now, I'm coming to you, the people who answered to go straight or the people who answered to go left, left, right. Would your answer change in this situation now? So people who were going straight, who said that, okay, we will only go straight and let the 5 people die. In this situation, would you push one person onto the track to save 5? And same question I have for the people who wanted to kill one person to save the life of 5 people. In this situation where you have a choice to just stand on the bridge and not push the person, would you still push one person to save the life of 5 people? So again, you all can drop your answers in the chat box. Okay, like again, Satish is saying that I will not push that man. Okay, let me just go back to see what your answer was initially, right? I will not steer. Okay, so again, Satish is standing his ground and saying that I will not push and I will let it happen, right? Again, now there's one more answer, I will not push. Okay, so it's again Team Satish, if I call it. Anyone else, others, what do you guys think? Would you guys push one person onto the track so that you can save the life of 5 people. What about you, Said? Would you again use this argument of necessity as a defense, that it is necessary to push one person to save the life of 5 people? Come on, few more answers and then we'll move forward with the situation again. Take your time, take 30 seconds, think about it. Okay, Vijay Lakshmi, I can understand it's not justifying to kill one to save the life of 5 people, right? Okay. Okay. So I can see, right, a lot of you are in favor of just going straight because you don't want to push one person, right? It could come into the scenario where you are actively taking steps to kill one particular person so that the 5 are saved. How this situation is different from the previous situation, right? In previous situation, what is happening where you have to take a left? In that situation, you don't have a choice. Either you go straight or it goes left, right? That is the only 2 choices you have. You don't do anything or you take a left. In this situation, you have to actively participate in it, where you have to, or you have the choice not to even push one particular person. But end result is same, either 5 versus 1. It is going to remain 5 versus 1, right? Like Said is in favor of, okay, it is not actually necessary, but it is a great defense, right? And like, again, hold these thoughts, because you will see how beautifully this situation changes, and you might also be forced to think and change your answer with it, whether you are still going to stick to 5 versus 1, or you're going to stick to that, okay, killing 1 or killing 5 is anyway wrong, so we are not going to intervene in it, right? Why I'm taking this class today is because as lawyers, you will be forced, you'll be put into the situations in future where you'll become judges, where you'll become lawyers, where you are the legal officers, right? To decide certain situations and to look for your side of the argument, to come up with your side of the argument to justify or not to justify the side you are defending. Okay. So think from that particular perspective as well. This is the beauty of law. This is where the great lawyers are also made. Your ability to think and defend your side of the arguments. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead with the video.
How many wouldn't? Most people wouldn't. Here's the obvious question. What became of the principle? Better to save 5 lives even if it means sacrificing 1. What became of the principle that almost everyone endorsed in the first case? I need to hear from someone who was in the majority in both cases. How do you explain the difference between the two? Yes.
So earlier, this student who's going to speak is, earlier he was in favor of saving 5 people, but now that it is the situation to push one particular person, his answer has changed. So that is the reasoning he's going to give.
The second one, I guess, involves an active choice of pushing the person down, which I guess that person himself would otherwise not have been involved in this situation at all. And so to choose on his behalf, I guess, to involve him in something that he otherwise would have escaped is, I guess, more than what you have in the first case, where the 3 parties, the driver and the 2 sets of workers are already, I guess, in the situation.
But the guy working, the one on the track off to the side, he didn't choose to sacrifice his life any more than the fat man did he?
That's true, but he was on the tracks, and you.
This guy was on the bridge. Go ahead, you can come back if you want. All right, it's a hard question. You did well, you did very well. It's a hard question. Who else can find a way of reconciling the reaction of the majority in these two cases? Yes.
Well, I guess in the first case where you have the one worker and the five, it's a choice between those two, then you have to make a certain choice, and people are going to die because of the trolley car, not necessarily because of your direct actions. The trolley car is a runaway thing, and you're making a split-second choice, whereas pushing the fat man over is an actual act of murder on your part. You have control over that, whereas you may not have control over the trolley car. So I think it's a slightly different situation.
All right, who has a reply? No, that's good. Who has a way, who wants to reply? Is that a way out of this?
I don't think that's a very good reason, because you choose to, it's either way you have to choose who dies, because you either choose to turn and kill the person, which is an active conscious thought to turn, or you choose to push the fat man over, which is also an active conscious action. So either way you're making a choice.
Do you want to reply?
Well, I'm not really sure that that's the case. It just still seems kind of different. The act of actually pushing someone over onto the tracks and killing him. You are actually killing him yourself.
You're pushing him with your own hands.
You're pushing him. And that's different than steering something that is going to cause death into another. You know, it doesn't really sound right saying it now.
No, it's good.
I'm up here.
It's good. What's your name?
Andrew.
Andrew, let me ask you this question, Andrew.
So now Michael Sandel is, based on this guy's answer, is going to change the situation a bit. Like, because these people are talking about, pushing the man actively, making that choice, right? And although when you'll study Indian Penal Code, right, which is dealing with criminal law, you'll study how they decide whether something was an accident, whether something was necessary, or whether it was a murder. Right? It all comes down to your intention to cause that particular harm or not, right? It is always about the choice you are making. So when we're talking about murder, deciding about murder, we get into the intention of a particular person. We get into whether they want you to do it or not, right? So based on that, now Michael Sandel is going to change the situation a bit, and he's saying that, okay, instead of pushing the man, if you have a choice of, let's see what choice he's now going to give it.
Yes.
Suppose standing on the bridge next to the fat man, I didn't have to push him. Suppose he were standing over a trap door that I could open by turning a steering wheel like that.
So now that's what he's saying, like, okay, you're feeling guilty about pushing a person. Now suppose there is a trap door, like there is a trap, right, which goes away if you pull the lever or if you steer the steering, right? So whether then that would make it simple enough situation where you can choose to kill one person and save 5 people, right? Because, for example, the people who are choosing to go straight is because you don't want to, let's say you don't want the blood of one particular person on your hands, or you don't want to make that choice for anyone. And like Lakshmi also said, right? Sorry if it was Lakshmi, I just forgot, right? Whether, or let's say, is it justified to kill one to save 5 people, right? So based on these different choices and different scenarios which we are, let's try to move forward, and at the end we'll come back to where I would like to hear from you guys as well.
Would you turn?
For some reason, that still just seems more wrong, right? I mean, maybe if you accidentally leaned into the steering wheel or something like that. But or say that the car is hurtling towards a switch that will drop the trap. Then I could agree with that.
Fair enough. It still seems wrong in a way that it doesn't seem wrong in the first case to turn, you say.
And in another way, I mean, in the first situation, you're involved directly with the situation. In the second one, you're an onlooker as well. All right, so you have the choice of becoming involved or not by pushing the fat man.
Let's forget for the moment about this case. That's good. Let's imagine a different case. This time you're a doctor.
So this is where I absolutely love this particular class. I absolutely love how this situation is now going to change, right? Even now, I would want you to think more about it, your choice. If you were choosing to go straight and kill 5 people, not kill, let 5 people die, or you were choosing to kill one person so that 5 people could be saved. In this situation as well, it is going to be about 1 versus 5, but whether you would make a different choice. Think it yourself, you don't have to tell me. Think whether you will make a different choice or whether you will stick to your own choice here. When the situation is changed, but the end result is same, which is 5 versus 1.
Doctor in an emergency room, and 6 patients come to you. They've been in a terrible trolley car wreck. 5 of them sustain moderate injuries. 1 is severely injured. You could spend all day caring for the 1 severely injured victim, but in that time, the 5 would die. Or you could look after the 5, restore them to health, but during that time, the 1 severely injured person would die. How many would save the 5? Now is the doctor. How many would save the 1? Very few people.
So now again, the same question goes to you guys as well, where now it's a scenario of a doctor who receives 6 patients, right? There is 1 patient who needs more attention than the 5 other patients. You can either spend your time treating 1 patient, or you can spend your time treating other 5 patients. And it comes down to saving 5 or saving 1. In this situation, would your answer change? So in this situation, Satish is saying, for example, I will try to save 1 who is severely injured. Okay. Now, what about others? Again, I would like you guys to just keep posting your answers here. Like, it would be interesting to see how you think and where this particular conversation goes. Come on, guys, waiting for your answers. So throughout, Satish has been very consistent that, okay, not going to kill 1 person, again, not going to push 1 person as well, and now as well that, okay, I will try to save 1 who is severely injured, right? And Satish, if you are comfortable, you can even post your reasoning behind it, that why would you focus on 1 patient and not 5 patients? Okay, severely injured. So most of you want to save the person who is severely injured and not. But let me tell you and clarify, it is choosing either 1 or 5. If you choose 1, the 5 are going to die. If you choose 5, 1 is going to die. Now, interestingly, see, Vijay Lakshmi's answer is very interesting here. She's saying that I will treat 5 then 1, right? Now her answer has changed. Earlier, her reasoning was that it's not justifying to kill 1 to save 5. But now, when it is about a doctor's emergency, the situation has changed. Again, it is 5 versus 1, but the answer changes to that I will save 5 and let go the 1 person, right? Because it is the logical choice to make. For most of us, it is going to be that logical choice that, okay, let's focus on 5 people and save them, and not 1 particular person. Okay, Satish, I got your reasoning as well. But based on your reasoning, it means that when you are treating 1 person, the other 5 will definitely die. There is no other situation, either it's 1, either it's 5, right? I would also want to hear from other people as well. But what I could see from these answers is that most of you would want to save 5, or few of you would also want to save 1 person and not focus on the 5. So again, what will happen here is he will again make a small change in the situation. Then let's see, and Vijay Lakshmi, I would definitely want to hear from you when he changes the situation. And like Said says, like again, I am also in the favor of what Said is saying, or what, let's say, even Vijay Lakshmi is saying. It could be even one person versus five, but logical answer usually is, and realistic answer usually is, let's say 5/1, because it's the life of 5 people versus life of one person. Just not think about five, think about 5 people and the 5 families who are also attached to that particular 5 people. Right? So now let me again play it and let's take it forward. And when I say logically it is 5 and 1, Satish, I'm not saying that you are wrong when you say that, okay, I will tend to one person. That is not at all the point here. Only thing is which side you are on and how or what kind of argument would you give to justify your particular side. Okay.
Just a handful of people. Same reason, I assume. One life versus 5. Now consider another doctor case. This time you're a transplant surgeon, and you have 5 patients, each in desperate need of an organ transplant in order to survive. One needs a heart, one a lung.
Guys, there was a small power cut in my home. So are you guys able to hear me? Just quickly tell me whether I am connected to the internet still or not, so that I can continue. Okay, super. So I am still connected and we are there. So I'll just take the video like 10 seconds back so that you have not missed out on anything.
Of an organ transplant in order per case. So this time you're a
now what he is doing is he's explaining the situation, changing the situation where the doctor who was earlier just trying to save the accident patients, now the doctor is a transplant surgeon. Transplant surgeon is a person who takes organs from different bodies and try to, let's say, transplant it to a different body so that you can save the save the person who is getting the organ transplant. Okay. So that is what he is explaining, but I'll let the video continue.
Transplant surgeon, and you have 5 patients, each in desperate need of an organ transplant in order to survive. One needs a heart, one a lung, one a kidney, one a liver, and the 5th, a pancreas. And you have no organ donors. You are about to see them die. And then it occurs to you that in the next room, there's a healthy guy who came in for a checkup. And you like that? And he's taking a nap. You could go in very quietly, yank out the 5 organs, that person would die. But you could save the 5. How many would do it?
So now could you see how, interestingly, what he does is he's forcing you to think about it now. Earlier, what was the situation? Like one person was also injured severely, then 5 people were moderately injured, so that, you can save all 5 people together as well. And like your answers were, few wanted to save one person, few wanted to save 5 people, because ideally and logically that made sense. But now he has changed the situation where one person who is healthy, who has just come in for a normal checkup, like, okay, I want to go through my normal medical checkup, and he is sleeping in another room. And you being a transplant surgeon, you have very serious case of 5 people who need organs, and every person needs a different organ. Some needs heart, some needs lungs, pancreas, that way different 5 organs they need. And he's presenting you with a situation where you can save those 5 people by taking organs from the healthy person who has come in for a medical checkup. Now, would you, as the same person who chose to save 5 people, or would you, as the same person who wanted to treat one person against 5, would still make the same choice? Or I would clarify the question and I'll say whether you will go ahead and save 5 people now who need organ transplant, or would you not save those 5 people and choose that one person who is just healthy? Okay. So now, like for example, Said's answer is it would be wrong now, as it is not a forceful situation, neither a demanding one. Earlier, it was clearly necessary, right? But here, or the end result remains the same, right? End result remains, okay, either the 5 will die, or you can choose the one and not kill that particular person and take his organs, right? Still, like how or why is your answer changing where the end result is same? Where the end result is that 5 are going to die. Where if you don't kill one person, the 5 are going to die. In first trolley car example also, it is 5 versus 1, but the answers were different. In the fat man example also, the end result is 5 versus 1. In first doctor example, it is 5 versus 1. And in this surgeon example as well, it is 5 versus 1. Right? But here, in throughout your answers, for example, now if Satish is saying if that person gives consent, then I can do. Otherwise, no. So, for example, if someone gives consent that, okay, take all my organs and kill me, would that change the situation? That, okay, that one healthy person is saying that, okay, take all my organs and I'm happy to help the 5 persons. So that is Satish's contention. Now, Sundra Pandi. Pardon me, I'm not announcing. Okay, now Vijay Lakshmi is saying.
It's Sundara Pandi.
Okay, Sundra Pandi. I was close to your pronunciation, but now I know properly. Okay. So professionally, no doctors will do that. So I will not kill. Okay. Now it's not just about 5 over 1. The situation and the circumstances clearly matter. So this is the heart of the situation, right? That the situation we are in clearly matters. The circumstances we are in clearly matters. And it is not always about choosing, or it is not about the numbers all the time. It is not about whether every time we will choose 5 people. Like I clearly remember Saeed's answer in the first situation was necessity. Because you are in that situation and it is going to happen. It is same as you driving a car and you are going at a very high speed, right? And suddenly a child comes in front of you, or suddenly, let's say, a group of children comes in front of you, and you analyze in the split second that what are my choices. Either I go ahead and kill 5 children who are playing on the road, or you can suddenly swerve your car and hit your car in another car where, okay, only one driver is driving, or let's say 2, 3 adult people are there in the car. There also, like, our answer may change where we will swerve because it is about children, it is about 5 children, the future of our community, and all of those arguments will come into play, right? Now, as and when you change your situation, doesn't matter whether it is 5 versus 1. It is about the circumstances you are in. Now, I would want to leave you with one more situation and not discuss it. I would want you to either research about it, either think about it, go back, critically think about it, right? I don't know whether you have heard about a particular imaginary case of Spelunkian explorers. Spelunkian explorers. You can always Google and read it, right? In just the situation is that where people are going on a trek, they enter a cave and then there is a landslide. So cave is blocked, they don't have food, they don't have water, they are cut off from the whole world, right? They have to survive. It's a group of 5-6 people, they all have to survive, right? One of them come up with an idea saying that, okay, what if all of us kill one person amongst us and eat that person, right? Like, just imagine what you have to do to survive. You have to survive because no one knows that you're in the cave and the help will come or help will not come. To survive, what you're going to do is you're going to kill your one fellow person and eat that person. All of them agree that, okay, let's do it. But how are they going to decide who dies? So now they want to roll a dice, like you play your Ludo game, right? Or you play your snakes and ladders, where you use a dice to throw and numbers come up. Similarly, they use a dice or they use draw straw, anything, any way to decide it randomly and not choose one particular person. So all of them decide, okay, tomorrow we'll take a dice and we will decide. When the situation comes, one of them backs out saying that I'm not going to play this game, let's wait, and I don't want to die or I don't want to kill any one person. So others, what they do is they all band together, they hold that particular person and they end up killing him. That particular person dies, they eat him. After 30 days, the help arrives. They are all taken to the communities where they live and the society, basically. From the jungle, they go back to the society, the human society, right? And they are put on trial. They are put on trial. They have been arrested, they are put on trial. Now, what would you do in that particular matter, or how would you defend those 5 people who have killed one person to survive themselves, where they didn't know whether help is going to come, whether they are going to survive? They did what they had to survive. It is like the Stone Age or even before the Stone Age, where people would hunt each other and eat, not eat, but yeah, to survive, they would kill, right? They had no hope of going back into the society. But once they have been taken back to the human society, all the rules apply. Rules apply of you don't kill a particular human. If you kill a particular human, you go through the consequences of it. But is it that simple? Is that situation very simple? Would that be justice to send all of them to jail where they did what they did to survive in a particular society? So with that particular situation, I'm going to now open the floor for questioning or for your thoughts or anything. If you have feedback, you have questions about law, you have questions about anything, you can just go ahead and ask me. I'll be happy to answer all your questions. Why not just limit to your questions to this particular session? You can ask me anything, right? So quickly, if I tell you about my experience, I worked at General Global as well. I worked at national law universities. Before this, I was in Spain working for Football Club Barcelona, like the club for which Lionel Messi used to play. So with my limited but vast experience, I might be able to answer your questions about law, about, let's say, any doubt you have about careers, any doubt, please let me know. You can use your mic, you can use chat box, and if there are no questions, then we can end today's session. And also, for example, people who have problems with the language, English, right? Don't worry about the, let's say you cannot talk in English or you cannot type in English. So that is where my classes are different. What I do is, I open the floor for everyone. You don't know English, you can ask someone else to translate it for you. And anyway, in my classes, what happens is at the end, like for 5-10 minutes, one of the students who know English and Tamil, they come and translate everything in Tamil as well. Right? Because we're in Tamil Nadu, so we use the regional language as well. So don't worry about that you don't know English. If I were to share my story, I am a guy from Haryana who throughout studied in Haryana, right? And I was always very, a slow learner in English as well. I didn't know how to converse in English. I didn't know how to write in English, but I went to OP Jindal Global University, which is known for its flamboyant English or the culture it provides you, right? Obviously, I was underconfident, but what happened with me was that after my journey of 2-3 years, and then at the end of the 5 year in my college, I came out as a person who would talk in English, who would now take classes in English with you guys as well, right? So it is all about having that confidence and the transformation, looking forward to learning the language, and you will be able to do it. So don't worry that you don't know the language. Okay, Ravi, thank you so much for your feedback. And now what I'll do is, anyway, in the future, we all are going to, and anyway, I'm going to teach you guys in your first year. I'll be taking your Indian criminal law. We'll again get into the criminal mind. We'll try to decide murder. We'll try to decide theft, robbery. We'll get into all the interesting crimes and theories which are there, right? So I'll leave my email for you guys if you would ever want to get in touch or would want to send your feedbacks as well. I'll share my number also. If at all you would want to further discuss today's class, or you would want answers for the Spelunkian Explorer situation I've left you guys with, we can definitely get in touch and further discuss it. Okay. I absolutely enjoyed my today's session. You guys have been fantastic, answering all my questions and participating. It was lovely talking to you guys. In the chat box, I have left my email, I've left my phone number. So do not hesitate to contact me and ask your questions. Okay. So again, thank you so much, guys. It was wonderful. You guys have been wonderful. See you all in the month of September when the classes start.
Thank you, sir.